Hi, and welcome to Cultivate CFO. Robert Kiyosaki's simple diagram of how the rich earn more and pay less in taxes will change the way you look at taxes forever. Here's the video that I put together with Robert Kiyosaki and Tom Wheelwright. I'll be back after the end of this video to dig in a little deeper. All right, enjoy the video.
So the question is, how do the rich not pay taxes? Okay. It's a multi-step process. Let's start with this one first, keep it small. Is here you go to school, get a job, you become an employee, but you learn nothing about taxes. Then you become a little entrepreneur, you start your little falafel shop business or whatever you start, right? So self-employed, small business. And then you have big business, 500 employees or more, or I for investor. So Tom, how much tax do employees pay?
Well, typically if they're making a good salary, and this is, by the way, the same rates around the world, typically it's going to be about 40%. 40%.
And after the Trump tax cut, did that change much?
Not much. It didn't.
So if you're I'm going to start my own little business, I'm going to, start my little pizza shop or my coffee shop, how much do these guys pay?
Well, now it goes up because you're paying both your share of the taxes plus the employer share of the taxes because you've got both sides. So now it goes up as high as 60%.
Now, big business, as 500 employees or more, how much do they pay?
Typically around the world, about 20%.
Now, why is it that big business people pay less than small business?
Well, basically the government wants us to do certain things, and they'll give us incentives if we do them. And what they want out of a big business is they want employment. So they want to create employment because that creates stability in the country.
Jobs,
right? And so the more jobs you create, actually the more tax benefit you get.
And then the professional investors. See, these guys are passive. These guys invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds. They save money. They're passive guys. They pay the highest taxes. But how much does a professional investor, like Shark Tank, how much do these guys pay?
So they can pay as little as 0%.
Right.
They can actually completely eliminate their tax. The difference between the rich and the poor is how do they use taxes to their benefit? If you look over here, you ask about the big business, well, that's employment, right? But investors, why do professional investors get benefits? Well, because the government wants housing, they want commercial projects built, they want energy done, that's an Elon Musk, right?
Want food.
They want technology, they want food, agriculture. So all of those things that the government's trying to incentivize people to put their money someplace, they really want them to put it over here. And if you put it over here, these are pretty much consumers. These are consuming the money. And the government, what they really want is they want all the producers over here.
Yeah. So the other thing that my rich dad taught me, which is this here, is since I was not a very good student in school, he just says, remember the McDonald's formula. So the reason I talk about this, McDonald's formula, this is Ray Kroc. If you saw the movie Founder, he says it right in the movie. The purpose of McDonald's business is not hamburgers. Everybody thinks it's hamburgers. McDonald's business is to buy real estate. You see, a hamburger stand produces so much income, it can afford the real estate. Well, the average guy, graduating from school with their MBA or PhD, they go, well, how come I can't do that? Well, because you're over here. So McDonald's did this here. So they had their business, which is hamburgers, bought their real estate. So today, McDonald's owns more real estate than the Catholic Church. Does the Catholic Church get tax breaks too?
Enormous tax breaks. They don't pay tax on any of their income.
Yeah, so McDonald's competed with the Catholic Church by just building hamburgers and buying real estate. So I'm going to throw you one more thing. Again, this takes financial education. The number one asset I can use is debt. So the reason I like this place here, and get this, so let's say this is the McDonald's hamburger formula here. So I have $1 from my hamburger business plus $5 of debt. So it gives me $6. What does that mean to you, Tom?
Well, it means you're not going to pay very much tax, and it also means you're going to make a lot more money, because what debt does is it accelerates on the plus side, if you know what you're doing, if you got the financial education, right? On the plus side, it accelerates both your income, but it also accelerates your tax benefit.
Yeah, so this is my formula here. It's the McDonald's formula, except let's say I have Rich Dad Company. I have more than Rich Dad Company. But Kim and I buy real estate with Ken McElroy, and with Tom's guidance, we do all this because we can leverage up with debt, but good debt, debt that we don't have to pay for. These guys have bad debt, like their house, their car payments, student loans, really horrible debt. But there's good debt on this side. But you can do the same thing this way if you want to.
I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did. See, many entrepreneurs and real estate investors have read Kiyosaki's books, The Rich Dad, Poor Dad and the Cashflow Quadrant. They've had their perspectives on money and business changed forever. But many haven't understood how this perspective on money and building wealth also applies to taxes and tax planning. Because of this, even successful business owners and investors are still often overpaying in taxes. Years ago, when I first encountered these principles that Robert and Tom laid out in that video, it changed the way that I, as a CPA, look at taxes and tax planning, and really helped start me on a journey to discover the following key principles that you need to know today. The first principle is that wealth building and tax savings can't be separated. They must go hand in hand. The second principle is that tax savings don't come by default. You have to plan and prepare and think 5 to 10 moves ahead and strategically reinvest earnings and position yourself for maximum savings to keep your wealth. The third principle is that not all tax savings strategies are equal. Deferrals are going to kick the can down the road, while tax elimination strategies are going to remove taxes altogether. The fourth principle is that money that you save or spend ends up getting taxed, but the money that you invest to work for you gets tax breaks. And finally, there are multiple dimensions to tax savings. The first dimension that we look at is filing taxes and paying on time. This lays the foundation for all tax planning work that we would do afterward. The second dimension we look to is kick the can down the road through deferrals. This is the simplest way to actually save taxes in the short term and uses the time value of money, but isn't very complicated and doesn't result in great tax savings. The third dimension is reducing your taxable income through things like deductions and credits and depreciation. The fourth dimension is restructuring your income. This is what the video with Robert and Tom was about, the cash flow quadrant. The fifth dimension is eliminating taxes through long-term strategic planning. The final dimension is what I call integrative tax planning. See, this is where we integrate different tax planning strategies into creative combinations that really make a huge impact in someone's wealth building strategy and tax savings. I hope this video helped you understand the mindset for tax savings. Subscribe for more videos or head over to my Substack channel for more articles to learn more, build wealth, and save on taxes.